What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brenda, and if you're seeing me for the first time, don't be afraid of clicking that red button so that you can join the family. If you are a returning subscriber, karibu sana, we miss you. And if you're not really new to this channel but you've not subscribed, please don't be afraid of that red button. Just click it so that you can also join the family. And as always, guys, I've been missing for a while, but don't worry, as preparing something nice for you guys. So today I'm more concerned about the 90s babies, the babies born in 90s, because you know, guys, we're growing very old, and most of us right now at that stage of their lives where they're thinking about what they should do next with their lives. Some are thinking of getting into big employment, some are thinking of starting families, some are thinking of getting into very serious relationships. So today we're just going to talk about the things that you should consider, or the questions that you should really ask yourself before you consider moving in with your significant other. So see you on the other side. Hello, and thank you for joining me on this other end. So let's get into today's video. And guys, before you get there, kindly, if you've not subscribed, give me those subscriptions, and you can also give me those thumbs ups at the end of this video. So let's get into what we have for today. You remember I told you guys about my love story in my previous video. If you've not watched it, don't worry, I'll leave the link on the description of this video so that you can watch it at your own time. So within that video on my love story, I had already explained to you guys that at one point I had to move in with the guy I was dating back then. You remember? So today, the reason why I decided to talk about this topic of the questions that you should ask yourself before you consider moving in with anyone is because I don't want anyone to, I don't want my viewers to find themselves in the same predicament that I found myself in. So you really have to understand why you want to move in, and if you are really ready to do that, because this is a very big step of your life, and this is a very big decision that you have to make that concerns your life, and it also means that you're trying to move into another stage of life. And guys, it's not that easy. You remember, like for me, when I moved in with the guy, things started to become complicated, because this is like when you move in together, it's like you're giving up your personal space, so you'll have to spend all the time together. So and during that time is when that you'll start finding that there's certain incompatibility that will start showing up, differences like in your personalities, the way you do your things. Now that's when the differences start showing up. And if you're such a person that really values your personal space, it means you just have to think thoroughly about it before you consider moving in. So first of all, guys, we're just going to use 7 main points, like 7 questions that you should ask yourself before you move in. Okay, so the first question that you should ask yourself is why do you want to move in with the other person? What is the motivating factor behind your decision? Like you should ask yourself if that is what you really want to do. Or I'm talking about the couples that decide to move in. Are you moving in because it's the logical step in your relationship? Are you moving in because you want to strengthen your relationship? If you're not dating as such, are you moving in because you want to have a long-term relationship with the person, not necessarily romantic? Yeah, so you should ask yourself why you want to move in with this person, and both of you should be very clear on the reason why you want to do that. Okay, so guys, you have to know that this is it's not your family member, it's not your brother, it's not your sister, it's not your cousin you're moving in, but it's a total stranger. So you have to be careful while making this decision. Think about it well. Don't rush because of your selfish gains. For me personally, I can say that I decided, you remember I told you I decided to move in because of the economic factors. So don't move in because you want to save on your money or because you just want company. No, think about it well, and do not, remember, you should not be in a rush to make such a decision. Even your partner is not supposed to pressure you or push you into making a rash decision concerning moving in with them. Okay, so think about it well. Don't be in a rush. Know why you really want to move in. The second question that you should consider asking yourself is where do you want to live? Where do you want to start your new life together? Do you want to, should the guy move into your house, or should the lady move into the guy's house? Or do you want to get a totally new house so that you are free from ghosts from the previous relationships? Where are the both of you comfortable living? Do you want to stay, let's say, in the city? Do you want to stay in the country? Like, talk about it, because trust me, if you don't talk about it in the future, it will bring a lot of problems, because the other partner will start saying that we didn't talk about this, we did not discuss about this, we did not agree about this. So make sure you answer the question of where you want to stay jointly. Guys, now here is the catch. When you move in together, the house no longer belongs to one person, because it belongs to the two of you. Now there should never arise a case where one person is saying that get out of my house, or this is my house, you can go out, or get, as in, it's no longer one person's house. The house belongs to both of you because you agreed on that. Yeah, I hope guys were learning. So we are moving on to the third question that you should ask yourself is what is your expectation in moving in? Is it because you want to start a family with the guy, or is it because you want to start a family with the lady? Is it because you want to establish a long-term relationship? What plans do you have? So while moving in, set a realistic expectation of what you want to give from the relationship. And guys, if you're moving in because you want to establish a permanent relationship or a long-term relationship, or to start a family, be honest with the other guy. Don't get somebody's son, don't get somebody's daughter to live with you, then you just use them. That's the perfect term to use. Don't just use the person then for your own selfish gains. Once you've achieved that, you get rid of the person, because you know that person also had expectations of what they wanted to gain by moving in with you. Maybe the person had invested emotionally with you, knowing that by moving in we'll be starting a family, or by moving in I'll be saying goodbye to all the shenanigans of dating and whatever. Then you just bring a stop and end to it all. That's very unfair. So that brings us back to the first question: why are you moving in with the other party? You should be honest with the reasons why you are doing that. Okay, the fourth thing that you're supposed to talk about is the financial obligation. Who's supposed to take care of the rent? Who's supposed to take care of the monthly shoppings? Who's supposed to take care of the daily food that needs to be bought? Yeah, and guys, trust me, when it comes to obligations, you have to really talk about it in length. You have to have a lengthy discussion about it, because trust me, if you don't talk about this, if you don't sort this, there will be problems in your relationship. Ladies, I know you will be the main culprits of this, because ladies believe they're supposed to be taken care of by the man. Stop thinking like that. You are embarrassing us, the women. We cannot be employed, we know that, but what are you doing about it? Are you just sitting there waiting for the man to take care of you? There are some men who don't like taking care of their responsibilities, and unfortunately for men it's so sad, because the society expects so much from you. And not only the society, we also believe that it's the responsibility of the man to take care of his family. I'll use my example. You remember from which video was that? I think it's still the love story and pregnancy journey. while staying with the guy, it got to a point that I felt like I was doing everything. So you see, because that happened because we never really got to discuss about the obligations that each one of us will be taking part. So for my viewers, make sure that before you do that, talk about the financial obligation. Point number 5, and before guys go to the 5th point, kindly make sure that you do not subscribe. Please give me that subscription. Please give it to me. Then you can also give me those thumbs ups if you are enjoying this video so far. Okay, so let's move on to the 5th point. You should also consider talking about your habits. The reason why I'm saying that you should talk about habits is the human nature that causes people to pretend, and once they have gained what they were looking for, people will change. So you'll see that somebody used to apologize even for nothing. If you pass by them, you'll hear them saying sorry. But trust me, that will change once you move in together. I'm not saying everybody will start doing that, but at some point you realize that you sometimes feel like you just need some space to be alone, or you feel like you're too much, as in you're together a lot and you'll just tire you. And that's when most of the people start exhibiting their real character, because you're already staying together. They don't have to pretend because their mission was already accomplished. So before you move in, start talking about your habits. How do you communicate? Are you a good communicator, or you're the kind of person that when you are annoyed you don't talk about it, but you just decide to keep quiet, which is wrong? You are supposed to communicate. Or how do you handle conflict? Are you the kind of person that shouts for everyone to hear, or you are the person that handles the situation with logically and maturely? Are you a clean person? Do you like organizing your things? What makes you feel nice, or what is your best love language, or what is your love language? How can the other partner make you feel comfortable in their presence or in that house that you are living in together? What kind of work do you do, and at what time do you get back from work? As in, talk about the things that you do. And if both of you can do that, you realize that you'll have an understanding on how you do your things. And if your partner is a working person, let me just say, if your partner is employed somewhere, you have to make it easier for them, love them for who they are. And if your partner is not employed, that's what you chose. So it should not get to a point that you are now starting to compare the unemployed partner to another person. Or now if you're working, you obviously, when you are at the office, you'll meet different types of people. It should not get to a point that you are starting to compare your partner to the person that you saw at work. That will just bring conflict between you. So you have to sit down and agree and discuss all your habits. Discuss, you'll be sharing the bed with your partner, right? So if you sleep hivyo ya kujiachilia, let the partner know, so that ajipange. Maybe he or she doesn't like when they are asleep, somebody else touches them or put their legs on them or put their hands on them. So make sure, if you are a bad sleeper, let them know. So before you move in, consider talking about your habits, and don't try to hide anything about yourself, because trust me, it will come up. And if the other person doesn't feel comfortable about it, you'll start fighting. So acha kuficha. Guys, do you know that finances is one of the main reasons why most people break up? That is what statistics has proved. So most relationships end up breaking because of finances. So before you move in together, talk about your spending habits. Do you have any other financial obligation that you have to meet? Do you have a debt that you're financing? And then also talk about your long-term visions about your finances. Do you want to invest? And hopefully with a vision of starting a family together, You should also start talking about your joint financial obligations. How do you want to save your money as a family? Do you want to start a joint business together, or do you want to start a joint account together? You should make sure that you talk about finances. Personally, I'll say that I had a very terrible experience when it came to finances, because it was so bad. Because I remember at some point I felt like I wasn't being treated fairly, because the guy used to know my bank account pin. He'll at the end of each month, after all the expenses have been, or after paying all the bills and everything is in order, he'll request for my bank statement. But now the problem came in, because I felt like it was only, the transparency was only happening like it was one way, because for him I didn't know anything about his finances. So make sure that if you're talking finances, it should be two-way. Don't force one person to be transparent about the money they are making, or what they are receiving, and what is happening about their financial statuses, while you are hiding yours. It will definitely it will bring problems. Then the last thing that you should consider talking about is the worst case scenario. Like, if the worst of the worst happens, and the worst of the worst happening, the worst of the worst that I'm referring to here is what will happen if the two of you, God forbid, decide to break up. What will happen? What will happen to your joint accounts, joint bank accounts? What will happen to your investment that you will have started together? What will happen to the same house that you are living in together? How will you share your items? So make sure you talk about it, because if the house is pretty, definitely I also want to go with it, to remain in it. And if the man feels that he has the right to own the house, you'll start fighting about it. So I'm not saying that you'll break up. No, I don't want that for you. But that's why I'm saying that you should consider talking about the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, let me talk as a statistician kinda, is something that may not happen really. It may not happen, but it might happen. And if it happens, it means that the outcome will be very bad. So make sure you consider talking about it. It's not our prayer for people to break up. No, that's not what we want. But no man is perfect, yeah? People will get into misunderstandings at one point of their lives, and something like that can happen. So make sure you just prepared, so that you don't part where you didn't prepare for that, because you thought that you had found your better and final other half. Because trust me, if you were not prepared, it will destroy you. Yeah, it will damage you. Okay, so changamka, make sure you prepared yourself. Talk about what will happen if you ever break up. Okay, and so guys, that was it for today. I hope you've learned something, and if you are considering moving in with your partner, go ahead and do that. But before you do that, make sure you talk about these questions and you answer them exhaustively, so that you can have a happy ever after. Yeah, you can have a happy ever after. So guys, if you've not watched my videos, please consider doing that. I have a video on the mistakes that people make while healing from a heartbreak, and also another one on the stupid things that we do for love. Yeah, I know you'll enjoy that one. I also have another one on how to spot a narcissistic person, how to heal from a heartbreak or a toxic relationship, my love story, of course. Yeah, so you can just visit my channel and watch them at your own time. Don't remember, I promised to leave a link for my love story video on the description of this video. Just click it so that you can watch it. It's a nice one. I know you'll enjoy, and you'll not only enjoy, but I hope at the end of all my videos that you get a take home, because my aim is to inspire people to make the right decisions in life and not just to be fooled around. Yeah, So make sure you visit my channel. And guys, that is it for today. Give me those thumbs ups. Till next time, bye bye.